I'm making me something to drink, y'all. Just in case I want to know where I'm at. Definitely my skin though. What do I want to eat? Damn, I gotta wake up. Shit. How y'all doing? You know how y'all doing? Well, that's me. Here I come, y'all. This is my brunchless. I'm surprised ain't nobody up in here. What's today? Oh, it's the weekend. I lost the whole damn day, just so y'all know. I lost the whole day. Thursday. I thought Thursday was Friday. So yes, they are doing something with the time. And we're gonna talk about it on this live. But I did bring something to eat today. It's my ribs. Oh, I can't tilt it too much. Some cabbage and some collard greens. I put some onions, some celery, and what else? Bell peppers in there. Oh my god, it's so uncomfortable. I was way up earlier. I was gonna do a live way earlier today, y'all, but I had to get myself together. And that just made me something to drink too. So, how y'all doing? Where y'all at? Like, share, subscribe. Ooh, finally got me. Hello. I'm such a big bag. That's okay. That's me and my big bag. It's not real meat. It's all vegetables and nutritional yeast in the plant-based meat that I have. I can be as big back as I want to be. Hit that like button. If you came over here thinking you was on hurt feelings, you fucking with the right one. Come in here on some bullshit, huh? What else you got to say? This is the one I made. I was scared to eat because it was spicy, and I thought it was gonna be very, very spicy, but it's not that spicy. So this is like fried ribs. That's what it tastes like. Thank you for liking and subbing. How y'all doing anyway? Y'all let me know. Thank you guys for liking and subbing, subscribing, leaving a comment if you like. So this been sitting in my freezer for almost a whole month since I made it because I was scared to eat it. Hey, yes, I do. I love myself. Thank you. How are you doing? Are you okay? Thank you for liking. You okay where you at? Glossiper? Coloss? I don't even want to mess the name up. Um, Hoshina? Hashina? You're doing good? Good to know. There's eggplant in here. There's mushrooms in here. There's nutritional yeast that has a lot of vitamins in it. There's cranberry seeds that also have iron in it. I put for my water, my wet base for the flour, the plant-based flour I got. For this one, I use plantain flour. And for the watery base, I use water, some Himalayan salt. You know, I put some seasoning in that water base, right? And I put some in the flour base. And for the water base, I added celery, celery, carrots, all the bell peppers, all the colors of the bell peppers to really just give it a lot of flavor. I just like my chicken base yesterday that I made. I made them into patties. Okay, but what we gonna be talking about for real? We gonna talk about Christopher Columbus Day, y'all. I just put the icing on the cake, and thank you to my sisters and brothers of YouTube that drops the tea, the spiritual downloads that I get from y'all messages. Thanks to all of us as a collective, we are dismantling the illusion of the governmental system. So, Christopher Columbus Day, an illusion of that, and who sacrificed, and where the book of Genesis came from. Because I didn't know. I just looked at the calendar today, and I seen that Christopher Columbus Day was on the 13th. I was like, I put some kombucha in here too, just to kind of give it like a soda flavor. It's real good. But yeah, like I said, they've been messing with the timelines, and they was expecting for us not to. Ooh, they don't like that. I don't care. They was expecting for us not to put it together. They don't want me to talk about it, but I don't care because I'm gonna talk about it. We breaking down these timelines. We're breaking down the illusion. Why does it feel like, time sped up or time slowed down? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna break this down. I was tearing this down. When I said tearing it down, and then I was scared to eat the spicy because it was spicy. It was hella spicy. I said, "Ooh, I made that shit hella spicy." I didn't want to eat it because I had already burnt my lips up with the cayenne, with the cayenne pepper. I thought it was the paprika, and yeah. So I was scared to eat this too. Then, like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. All I can say is, don't come in here with no negative shit. I'm not about that life. I'm about resolving issues and not causing issues. Although we all may have the tendency of doing so knowingly or unknowingly. Mm, 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 mm. I put some liquid smoke in them greens and collard greens. I mean, in the greens and collard greens, the greens and the cabbage. And that was a piece of cabbage I just ate on. I had been craving cabbage very bad, and I love collard greens. Collard greens, I don't know, because I guess they rough. I like I like me a good rough plant that can still be rough and tender at the same time and have flavor. Confirmation. But the cabbage, ooh, I want more. So I want both of them. I guess I don't want them together. Hmm. And I like the cabbage because it has that flavor. It has its own flavor. Not to say that cabbage, I mean the collard greens don't, but the cabbage that has its own flavor when you cook it and the way it's tender, it just tastes so good. I ain't gonna lie. Cabbage is so good. I'm getting in my bag, y'all. I'm getting in my bacon. Let me tell y'all, I'm good over the stove, right? I got my ups and I got my downs. I'm good with bacon when it comes to a box. I don't want to go with the box no more. I want all natural as much as possible, homemade combination. Plant-based meat, plant-based bread, baked bread, sweets, pies, tomatoes, potatoes. You name it. You name it. It's gonna be vegan. I hardly ever drink juice. This is like, I don't know. There's something about making a meal, being able to make a meal first and foremost, that just make me feel different. Ooh, that tastes good. It feels good for me. Thank you for the confirmation. The flavors I can taste. all the flavors, the natural flavor of the plants, the flavors that I put in here. I put some lemon pepper in here already and some liquid smoke. I said I put some Himalayan salt and I put some that amas, the liquid amas. I put some paprika in here, some turmeric, paprika, turmeric, just a pinch of cumin and some tarragon, a pinch of tarragon, some onion powder, garlic powder. I say this shit is good, and I'm so glad. I'm tired of eating out, y'all. People keep traumatizing me and shit, and I'll be like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm going home and make my own. It's a thing, it's a thing. Now, all the juice didn't get to cook out like I really wanted it to, but it did cook down. Like I said, I was saying, I'm getting in my bag of baking. I've been looking at some recipes. I did put it on my KD Blast list, so y'all can go check it out too. You can cook over the stove. You don't have to bake. And I just found out that kava fruit is what they call tapioca. The tapioca powder is the kava fruit, that kava plant. So they're the same thing. It's used as, what is it called? It's used as gluten. So it helps thicken, like to make like soup. I think I was telling y'all this in the last read or the one before, that you can make the flour. You can take the kava flour and make it into like a soup base. Put the different seasonings, like they teach you how to make the chicken flavor with the nutritional yeast and the other seasonings and stuff like that to taste like chicken or beef or whatever, or pork. And that's how you can use it as like a powdered seasoning, like a noodle base or soup base with that kava plant. I was like, okay. The kava or even the arrowroot. The arrowroot is to like thicken it up though, and like to dry it out. But that tapioca is the kava plant. And I didn't know that, but now I know. So I don't gotta take my little self to the stove looking for a plant-based gluten. I already got it in my kitchen. So just in case y'all didn't know. What else? We're gonna start off with the healthy stuff, right? And that's another thing. When it's plant-based, it doesn't really need to resemble meat. It just needs to have good flavor. Like I tell y'all, what the animal eat, you can eat and get the same nutrients in your body. The mind fuck that they have done to us is ridiculous. This is not meat. This is plant-based. Nothing but plants in here. Right? The prep is the biggest thing that you have to face. The prepping bowls, how to prep, how long the food will last, how many people are you serving or whatever, whatnot. Really, cutting up your fruits and your vegetables and freezing them. That's what I like to do because I don't like nothing to go to waste. And it lasts me by myself a long time. Not my bell peppers and onions. Those my bell peppers, onions, my green onions, stuff like that. My celery, they tend to go fast. But I get them like I used to have to get like 4 to 5 bell peppers each of each color, red, yellow, green, orange at a time. And my zucchini, my cucumbers, and everything like that, I would chop it up and I would put in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. You know what I mean? You just have to minimize and adjust according to how you eat and how you serve. Once you get on the regulatory of eating, you won't have to eat as much. You know what I mean? And or you don't have to feel guilty about what you eat and how much you eat. You can have too much of anything, right? Mm, 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 mm. All you gotta do is flavor it the way you need it to. In the way I'm finding out about this tapioca starch and stuff, how you can make pies. And the way they layered it, it was so beautiful. If y'all go check the KD Blast 2025 list, y'all will figure it out, right? They took the tapioca, they added it after they cooked it, cooked whatever plant based they was making for the pie. They they did a pumpkin base and then 33 right now. And then they did a cream cheese base. And they do have plant based cream cheese. And then if you're making, let me interject on that. If you're making plant-based meat, the starch that comes out of it when you wash the flour, after you wash the flour, after 3 washes, you don't save the water that's left because in that water is the starch, and you can use those starches to use to make bread, to make plant-based bacon. You can use it to make plant-based egg. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like doubling down on not only can I make this at home by myself, but I can actually use it for multiple purposes while I'm making one thing for, you know, it doesn't have to go to waste. Ultimately, it has another purpose for which it can be used for. That can also be frozen and stored, and or just like I got my chickpea water sitting up in a mason jar in the refrigerator, and you can make like um, like fluffy. What do they make that? Like a fluffy cream with it. You can do multiple different things with it, and making butter as well. Making cream, making whipped cream. So many different things you can do with that starch that you wash out. To also, this is not a wash based plant based meat. This is just I put it together, made all the seasonings, and blended mushrooms as well to give it that juicy, meaty texture to it, and so it wouldn't be dry as well. That's what this is, and then I wrapped it up in what is that? Parchment paper. I wrapped it up in parchment paper, and then I wrapped it up in foil because I didn't want the foil to touch it. So then I baked it, I believe, for an hour, and then I turned it over and I baked it for an hour. And then I also, what else did I do? Oh yeah, of course you put like grapeseed oil, something like that in it because you want it to have like a fat consistency, so it can have its own fat in there. and that's where you'll get your fat from. You know, so that's a good thing to do and a good thing to know, and good ways to just make it from home. Now I just got to buy like little squeezy containers of what I've seen the guy using the tapioca starch from the leftover washed flour. And what he did was he used like beetroot. You can buy beetroot in a bottle, or you can like I got a juicer. You can make juicer. You can juice some, but it's messy. They tell you don't use it with the juicer, but you can use a lot of bleach and really clean and really detail. It comes with a brush, and you just really take your time and really clean it. Do it. I would say do that beet mixture. I would do that all at once. I would freeze some and then I would put some to the side for the refrigerator or whatever. And then you can also make beet juice shots because that's really good for energy. Hello. It's really good for energy. It's really good for cleansing the blood as well. Beetroot juice. It's really good. So you can make you some beet juice, shots. You can use multiple purpose for that beetroot, not only for the color, but for other things too. And it has nutrients in it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bond, what's up, Bond? Thank you. I appreciate you. So we don't like to let nothing go to waste. And we're learning as these times get harder and turn events happen. We just praying to God that it's it's being forced. It's already said it was going to happen anyway, but it is what it is, right? How are you doing? Thank you for liking, share, subscribe. Thank you guys. What is this? This is eggplant. Eggplant is also, you can use that to make like fish. I'm gonna also use that tapioca starch to make some, not only to make like pies and stuff like that, but to make my what you call it, my like tempura and unagi and stuff like that. Plant-based though. I'm gonna blend up like the nori pieces, or let it soak, and like use the extract, make oil out of the nori for that seafood taste. I'm telling y'all, I've been thinking, I've been working on it, because I'm like, I gotta make all this at home. This is stuff that I like to eat. And another thing that's crazy is soul food is a delicacy. It should be just as expensive, if not more expensive, than the things outside of America. In perspective, don't get into it. In perspective, okay? This is my breakfast and lunch, not my dinner. Might be a part of it though. It's definitely gonna be a part of it because this is good. Now I put the bell peppers. I put the seeds in there too for flavoring. This one I use that plantain flour, and for my chicken base, I use mostly the cauliflower and a little bit of plantain. To kind of see how it was gonna come out. Then today I made some dough. I made some dough out of this flour, and it came out just like pizza flour. So I'm trying to, and this is supposed to be plant-based too. It says wheat flour, hard red wheat flour, soft wheat flour, contains wheat. Well, this is supposed to be made out of wheat flour. Oh yeah, this is good for seitan based meat, and you can braid it. But I made some of this today. I already let it rest and put the rest in the refrigerator, and I'm going to continue to work on it later on after I get off the live with y'all. Okay. Oh, so that took me about a little over 30 minutes to eat my food. That's good. Hello. What's up, Gojo? So, ooh, I had to stretch. Might get up and get me some water. So I plan on using that pizza flour. It's called King Arthur's. It's a plant-based wheat flour. So I was on your chat yesterday. Yeah, I remember you. How are you? I'm gonna use that plant-based wheat flour to make my homemade bread. To make my plant-based meat as well. And I gotta figure out the consistency between, maybe it's just the baking powder. Maybe because I was not patient. I know I would. But I made it. I didn't, because I wasn't seeing the consistency, but I'm getting used to it because I'm not a baker. I'm more of over the stove. But I'm getting used to it. You're doing good. That's great to know. So we're gonna see. And I'm gonna use the leftovers. I'm gonna put them in a mason jar 9 times out of 10. Because I like the plant-based bacon. Even I still have mung bean. I have mung bean sheet. Well, I don't have mung bean sheets right now. I have the mung bean sticks. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Just having fun. We're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna be talking about Christopher Columbus Day. Pretty much still decoding these timelines and what they lied about in history, and what Thanksgiving is about. Because Christopher Columbus Day was on the 13th of October. The symbolism and alignment of what happened, and yeah, the Book of Genesis, pretty much the book of the beginning. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to get some water or some ice. No, I'm not gonna get ice. I'm gonna get water. That's what we're gonna talk about today. So, what else? What else? Be making. So yeah, I'm gonna be using that leftover stuff for baking. Ooh, and then I seen a recipe with oats, how to make cheese with oats. I'm telling y'all, I'm never gonna be leaving home. I'm never gonna be leaving home again. I swear to God. Look, that's one thing I love. I love cheese. Cheese. I learned how to make cheese. Cheese. What else? I said flour tortillas. I need a presser for to make my tortillas. Oh yeah, that's what else I need to make at home. Cheese, tortillas, cheese, tortillas. What else? Any type of cheese, cream cheese, nacho cheese. I make this shit at home and bacon and all the plant based meat. I'm only going out because, like I told y'all, in the markets, like the Asian market, the African market, and the Indian market, and the Muslim markets and stuff like that, they sell this shit by bulk. The rice, the you can make rice flour at home. They sell it by wheat. They sell it bleached, unbleached. I'm gonna get some more mason jars. Everything gonna be at home. I need another deep freeze. Like I need a deep freezer for real. And I'm trying to manage what vegetables I'm gonna get, what vegetables, how I'm gonna preserve them, and how I'm gonna use them, so I don't have too much, but I have enough. Cause I don't like to let nothing go to waste. It pisses me off. I piss myself off if I let that happen. Um, I feel like that is utterly ridiculous. So, excuse me. I don't know why they call it seitan meat, but I don't like it. But I'm just gonna call it plant based. It's just plant based flour meat. But I'm telling y'all, I know this girl. Do I still have her number? I think I. She didn't give me her business card. I don't think. But my phone is charging, but it is charging hella slow. I told you it might take a few days. It might take a week. Hell if I know. Um, I need to like really pull out my hair to be stringy like that. That's so cute to me. So, anyways, um, and then like I tell y'all, you spend about a good 500 on seasonings alone, and then go buy the stuff in bulk. Um, for a family, you could be good for me alone. Like that meat, well, I made two different types of meat. That one I had made with barbecue on it. And then I made the other one, which was the regular one. And then I made the chicken plant based after I ate the other regular one from the one I didn't want to eat, which I'm eating now. So that's been just for me alone. I think I've ate out once since then. And that was just a few days ago. No, twice. So I ate out twice since then. The first time I shouldn't have did it because the guy was there and I don't like. I got sick. I got straight sick, and now that shit pissed me off. Um, for me alone, making those three meats that's gonna last me for the rest of that bag. And it's some big old chunks of plant-based meat left in that Ziploc bag. It's a big old Ziploc bag. It's the big ones. I think they're a gallon. That meat right there should last me for the rest of this week. It should let rest. It should last me for the rest of this week. And whatever else I got in there, I just really need to go get some condiments. Like this is my grocery list. It's very short, as opposed to everything that I really still got left. Some of the seasons I ran out, and that's gonna last me a few months because I buy it in the big containers. Um, when you buy it in the big containers, they last a lot longer, and then you keep the small containers as well, so you can just refill them. And you can also make if you're able to, you can also make like a little wall with the little herbs, a little wall like I would say at least about 2 foot wide from top to bottom, about 5 feet, 7 feet, depending on what you want. Um, a little wall with cubbies to make like basil, fresh basil, mint leaf, and sage and rosemary and stuff like that. That helps as well because they do sell those, and you can buy those with food stamps. Um, if y'all need to, y'all could buy them and or learn how to grow it from what piece of the plant uh, you're able to get your hands on, or seeds. If I'm not mistaken, you can buy seeds too. Yeah, you can. You can buy seeds with food stamps. And that's only been since 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And right before 2020, they made it legal to buy food stamps. Y'all remember? Look, y'all gonna look this up. I remember when Dump Truck was trying to stop Fiji water from being sold in the stores. Fiji water was the first type of water I could drink without getting sick. Like I could drink it without getting sick. I could drink a whole bottle and some without getting sick. So there has to be something to the alkaline and freshness and plant based that they don't want y'all to do. Is the way that they're trying to gain control over your mind, body, and your soul, which they can never ultimately do, but as long as they can suppress your mind and your body, they have some type of control. So for you to wake up out of that control and heal out of that control and be able to control yourself, because you got to remember, outside sources are always trying to find a way in. And with them dealing with the nanotechnology, the only way to really naturally heal and fight against it is plant based. Plant based is just like nanotechnology, but it's natural. Natural healing, natural absorbent, natural protectant, okay? And not only that, it oxidizes you. We've been extremely deoxygenated, if that's a word, you know. Our skin was not always just straight brown. We had different colors of skin. We still got different colors of skin. Like my skin, I don't get dark brown, I get red when I get dark. I turn red. So, like copper red. Okay? So, there's truth in everything. So, you just gotta put 4:14 as I look at the clock. There's truth in everything. So, you just gotta find what works for you and work with what works with you. And you can always put the nutrients and the iron in whatever you use. The cranberry seeds, high in iron. They sell that at Walmart in the health food section, or you can order it offline. Like I said, with the leftover washed plant-based meat, you have that leftover starch that you can make cheese, you can make whipped cream and stuff out of. And there's an oat recipe that I also sent to the KD Glasses 2005, 2025 KD Glasses that you can make homemade cheese out of. So there's so much that you can do to save yourself and your children, your family, your generational lineage from the disasters that are trying to control us, that are no longer in power. We just have to learn how to use our free will properly and directly with what's in our alignment for our own destiny. And another thing with destiny, once you step into your destiny and you are already working and walking in your purpose, nobody can destiny swap with you. Imagine Behind Her Eyes, the movie. Y'all go watch it. Behind Her Eyes. Thank you for the like, share, subscribe, whoever that was. I didn't catch it. Sorry about that. Not sorry, apologize, right? Behind Her Eyes, how you Disney swap is in between you losing consciousness. So somebody is operating in your consciousness and has Destiny swap with you, or you're not connected to your consciousness, which is your higher self, when you're not walking in your purpose. So imagine somebody walking in your destiny and your purpose, and they're not supposed to. They're, what I'm saying? We all have our purpose, we all have our destiny, and we need to learn how to walk in our purpose with purpose, right? Let's get it together. Okay, let's get it together. But what we really need to know is how can we get it together, right? That's what we really need to know. So let's get into this. We're going to break this down just a little bit. From what we have been pretty much going over all of this year to now is disclosed for all of history. If you want to go back to the beginning of my videos, you are free willing to do so. But I can tell you the breakdown has really been exposed for the past 3 years in my whole awakening, is pretty much. Hold up. So, my spew. I said cheese, tortilla. What else I want to make? Oh, bread. I want to make at home. I seen this pumpkin pie made with the gluten, with the tapioca starch. I said, oh my God. And then you just make it with like monk fruit or monk syrup. Like I wouldn't use probably syrup. If you want a caramel, you have to make it separate. You can still make you like a caramel layer. And then they had like a cookie crumble type pumpkin pie with apples. Is it apples and pumpkins on top? I was like, damn, that's crazy. And have y'all heard about the crumble yam pie? Like it's supposed to be what you call it? Like a honey bun crumble yam pie cake. I was like, ooh wee! You talking about some good cooking, some good eating? Yeah, it's about to go down in the kitchen. Telling you, no hold bars around this piece. Confirmation. I got my little oven. I got my big oven, but I want to use my little oven. I don't hardly use it, and I'm trying to save on power and all that good stuff because, boy, let me tell you, it's been hot here. It's been hot here. It's good walking. It's still 81. I know that's crazy. I get the hot air out. Let me see. me, but I'm gonna keep it on for a little bit longer. Hoping it will cool down in the. That's actually been helping me keeping my AC off and turning the power off and disconnecting the big ass appliances or switching them off and just using the main sources and using smaller. Um, I usually keep like two eyes, little $15 eyes with me. I think I just gave one away or did it come up missing? It likely came up missing because I had two of them. In fact, whatever. So it's a whole journey. We can go over that as y'all want to ask me. Feel free to leave a comment if y'all have any questions. I will make a video in response to that and let y'all know the details of what you need as far as vegan prep and what you asked about. But I have like bare minimum tools. I have like the strainers, 3 pack of strainers. Mine are rose gold. I ordered them off of Amazon. I have the that came with the spiraling where you could spiral the zucchini or the cucumber. Look at that. I did just need to eat. Um, where you could spiral or slice different slices with different fruits and vegetables. I have that thing. You can get that at Walmart. I think it costs like $16. And then I got my air fryer. I got my eye cooker. I usually keep two of those. And then I have like the little mini oven. I have my juicer and I have like the cup blender, which it drives me bananas because it's not really only good for like smoothies and drinks like that or whatever little coffee blends, but I use it for making my plant based meat too. For blending stuff, it just takes me a little bit longer because it's a small cup and it's a lot of strain on that cup. So sometimes you have to take a break so you won't burn the engine, the motor out in it. So it would be nice to get a bigger processor and an ice maker. I need an ice maker. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all you need. And of course, grapeseed, it holds a high heat, non-toxicity level to it, to where the grease doesn't turn toxic after it reaches a certain temperature. It has a high heat capacity. It's also good to use in your hair too. Is a heat protectant. Um, I'm telling y'all, shea butter, all the shit I'm making at home, like I'm really, really, really about that life. And so yeah, in a mixing bowls, mason jars, you gonna have to spend at least a good $50 or more on mason jars alone, 500, and then on appliances and utensils, I would say at least $500 at a bare minimum for a basic family household of 5, 1 to 5 people. What else do I use? Pots, pans, some of the basic stuff. But that's it. In the groceries, like, Jesus, don't get me started. At least on the season, like I said, you're gonna spend at least 500 just on the seasons alone. the seasonings in like the Worcestershire vegan sauce and the liquid amas and stuff like that. Um, the seasoned bouillon, unless you just straight make it from all the seasonings that you buy, which it will save you a lot more money that way actually. Instead of buying it because you pretty much buying it already pre-made, you might as well invest in buying it whole and then making it at home yourself with the consistency of what you like because you're knowing what you're putting in it. Okay, so you know how much salt, how much sodium, everything that you're putting in, what you have. It's going to be at a way it should be 5555 at your own hands and your own risk of the consistency of the sodium and everything that you add into it. Start off light. Always start off light and add more salt, but you can't take salt out after it's in there. So it's just, you'll make yourself do extra work having to recalibrate and break it down again till you remix it into some more because you put too much salt. So, keep all of those things in mind. Be light on salt. My salt, I got salt months ago and I'm about to run out right now. I keep like salt for my bathroom. I keep salt for my kitchen. Um, and I buy a few for each one. So ain't no telling. But yeah, bare minimum healthcare to just start off with a vegan blade based home prep. You gonna at least spend a little over 1,000. I would say about 15 for anything I didn't calculate. Remember prep bowls and all of that included. You're gonna need you some metal bowls, a mixer, depending on what kind of mixer you want. If you want just a handheld mixer, and trust me, you don't want to be whipping everything with your head. Your ass gonna be tired as fuck, especially if you're making your hair products at home too. All the oils, all the plant-based oils, and all that. Yeah, including the plant-based oils. Because right now, a big old jar, the big jar like that of coconut oil, that thing. When I last checked, it was at $20. Right now, it's probably at 22. Pray to God, it's not. Because I'm just now running out of my coconut oil. I done had my coconut oil for maybe like 3 years, just with me alone. Yeah, and I'm just now, and that's because I made that chocolate Dubai candy. I use that coconut oil for my chocolate Dubai candy. So that's another reason why I ran out a lot faster too. Just on that alone. To drop the chocolate in the molds to make them. So yeah, for anybody else, it probably wouldn't last that long. And consistently, if I was able to do what I really wanted to do, it wouldn't last that long. It probably would have just lasted, yeah, I would say a year. But if you're using it, I would say consistently to make hair oil and stuff at home too. Probably a half a year. But in the long run, it's gonna save you a lot of money. So at least invest for the whole year. If you want to prep for like a whole year for coconut oil and the oils, with coconut oil, I would say get 4 of the big can. That's that's almost like $100. So if you can find one that's bigger than the 4 big containers, the small big containers, if you can find something that's way less than $70 for coconut oil, and I get all my oils food safe. So that way, if I do use it for anything else, it's still safe to use on the skin. It's still safe to use on the hair, on the skin, in your food, whatever. I don't get the oil based unless I like buy it from the store and it's for hair. And that stuff it don't go in the kitchen. It don't go in the kitchen unless I'm making hair stuff. But I do that also to save money. That's a good way to save money too. So I would say for like the almond oil, I just bought those two that I bought within 2 years. Cause like almond oil, you really only want to use it in like cold salads and stuff. You really don't want to use it to cook with, cause it doesn't have a high heat toxicity. It has a low heat toxicity level. That means after it reaches a certain temperature, it's too damn. It will turn toxic. It's no longer healthy. Along with coconut oil, that's why I say use. Yeah, olive oil is a good one, but it still has a toxicity level. And most people that use olive oil reach that max of toxicity level for it to cook in, and they don't even know it. So, grapeseed oil is the best one to use. That's what Dr. Sebi said, and it is the damn truth. I can tell you that myself. Um, yeah, so you have to adjust that according to your family size, and that's what I would recommend. For a large family of 1 to 5, no, up to 5, yeah, from 1 to 5, 4 containers of oil, like I said, the coconut oil. So you would adjust that as to, and then that's how you write down your grocery list, or you put it down in your phone under the notes, and make sure you have a consistent grocery list so that way you can go in and mark what you need to get from the store when you go, so you'll know that what's your inventory, what you have in your house. Even do that with your clothes, do that with your shoes, because that's what I'm doing inventory of the whole fucking house. So if something is off, I'm going to fucking know, and I do know anyways. Intuitively, I pretty much pick up on that shit. So I'm gonna end this one, and we're gonna start another one and see what's up with that. Cause I'm gonna get straight to the point in that one, and this one is just like you know, what we do. And I'm gonna title the other one too, cause I forgot to title this one. All right, y'all, be great, never give up. The feeling is only temporary. Remember that. Give your words of affirmation to yourself and to your children, and teach them how to do so for themselves. Teach them to look for self validation, not external validation, but to also know how to reflect on their energy and their balance out what they need to take accountability for what they're wrong in, and hold others accountable for what they need to be doing too. The more that we get the world into this energy of being accountable and actually changing and adjusting to not just one said person or group, because that shit still doesn't apply to a whole just group of people. Every individual is individually made the way that they are. Okay? So we will have a way less discriminatory agenda. I'm about to take that off my table. Y'all be great. Never forget, okay?